Okay. Hopefully I have enough room. Um, well, hey everyone, thanks so much for coming tonight to our weekly team meeting. We are so glad to be here. We are gonna pick up next month on doing the 4 pillars, but we just figured kind of go over a couple of things tonight and just share, some end of the month things and some exciting things that are coming. We have a lot to discuss about what's coming, and I think a lot of us are going to find out some more as the next couple of days come. But I'm going to share my screen and hopefully, oh, hold on one second. Okay, I'm going to share my screen, but I can't see the right one. Always such a juggling act. Okay, can y'all see the Lead with Love screen? Okay, because I have 2 screens that I'm going to play. All right, so I just did a quick little presentation just to read through and just kind of go over what we are finishing the month with. So we have tonight, tomorrow, and the 29th. We have an extra day this year for leap year. So that's pretty exciting that we have one longer day after subscriptions. February is the weirdest one with us, with normally when we don't have the last day, because it's like if subscriptions don't run through and they like decline or something doesn't work out or someone's like, oh, I wanted to get my order in, and then there's nothing after it. So we at least have like one day to have that little buffer afterwards. But what I wanted to do just quickly is go over just some quick little notes here that just end of the month kind of things to look for. You can screenshot this if you want, or I can drop them into our group chat, but just some of the basics. Make sure you have 100 PV. If you have, of course, people under you, that's the only way you're going to get paid. Make sure your ambassadors have 100 PV. And I know that sounds like, duh, of course you're going to do that. But some people don't always know if they have people under them that they're not going to get paid unless they have 100 PV from themselves or a retail customer. If you have any questions on this, to type them in the chat, or any other things that you like to do on the end of the month, add them to the chat, please. So make sure any of your brand ambassadors aren't close to 500 PV. This actually took me a while to learn. Like, I think I missed this myself a couple of times. And if you don't know this kind of rule, type it in the chat, because I'm kind of interested if you've never heard this. If you have close to 500 PV, or any of your customers have close to 500 PV, that they are a brand ambassador. If you're like within 50 PV of it, go ahead and put in an order for that, because it will double what you get paid on your PV. So if you're at 500, you get 25%. If you are anywhere from 100 PV to 499 PV, then you only get 15%. And I know I've had a handful of people before had this app and they're like, oh my gosh, like I missed out on $50. And it basically, pays for a $100 order. So make sure none of your customers or anything have that. If your customers are continually ordering close to 500 PV, like a lot, I used to have a customer that did this. You want to help them become a brand ambassador, because that way they earn some more money back on their big orders, because if they're a VIP, they're not earning this 15 or 25%. So if you have someone that's doing big orders, you might want to talk to them about sharing with a few friends, and they're going to earn a lot more money back. Did y'all know that? Okay, so check your reports, see if any declines, didn't happen, subscriptions, that type of thing. Make sure you're staying in contact with your customers and helping them get their orders processed before the end of the month. Again, 28th is the last day of subscriptions. So actually tonight is the last night of subscriptions. Invite everyone to do the shout out post. So I've seen a lot of people, this is new for us to do the shout out post. We're doing a $50 drawing for that. And I've seen a lot of people tag people under it, but make sure you are sending them a direct message or asking them on the phone, helping them write their post and getting their screenshot of it into the post. I think I've only seen like 3 people do it so far. I might be wrong, but just make sure you're getting those done. We really want to use this to grow. We want to use this as something to ask every new VIP, like, do you want to get entered into our shout out post to win $50 this month? It's kind of a no-brainer. And you never know, like somebody might get a ton of people commenting. I have a new person sharing and she just did the shout out post and she literally has 12 people are asking her about the products. So do not let anyone go by, even if they're like, I don't want to share, I don't want to do a business. At least ask them if they want to do the shout out post. And if they just want to get referral bonuses, then they just want to get referral bonuses. That's fine. But help them do the shout out post. Make a list of anyone that's added 2 people this month, so that you can help cheer them on or help them get their 3rd person. Message all new joins, make sure you're checking in on them, ask them if they want to do the shout out post, or help them reach out to a few friends. Some people have, good connections. They can just ask 3 people. Make sure you're sharing the income opportunity, which I have on a screen if you need that. If you have fast start people that are eligible, so if they are brand new and they've already signed up a couple people or they're close to getting like fast start senior silver, just make sure that, they might only have a couple of days left. Make sure you're sharing that time frame with them and keeping them on track. Personal follow-ups and reach outs. Make sure you are keeping a running list. I always tell everybody that starts to share, like keep a Plexus notebook or some type of system where you're either typing them on either a chart or in your notes, but keep those follow-ups. One way, if you have lost track of follow-ups or if you want to find some people that you didn't follow up with, we talk about this a lot, is go into your Facebook Messenger and go to the Messenger app. And you can actually go to, I don't know if y'all can see my screen or not. You probably can't because I have that whole thing up. But go to your Messenger chat to the top of it, and it has a search bar. So you can do this on your phone only. Go to the search bar and you can type in words like gut health, or you could type in word like welcome pack or getting started, and it will actually pull up all the conversations that you can go through to see if you left off with any conversations. And a lot of times you'll have, 2, 3, 5 people that you haven't finished following up with. I went to go say happy birthday to someone the other day because I like every once in a while I'll do all the happy birthdays for a few days. And I typed out happy birthday to someone. I'm like, oh my gosh, like that person was like about to order and I never got back to them. And so I was like, I'm so sorry. I totally just realized like we never finished our conversation. So make sure you're doing some sort of following up towards the end of the month and just keep pushing towards those goals. Even if you don't have any signups yet this month, a lot can happen in the last week of the month. People get paid at the end of the month. Teachers get paid. Sometimes people only get paid once a month. So make sure you're still pushing towards goals. Don't just go, oh, wait till next month. Do that last minute push towards the end of the month. And lastly, check in with your leaders. Just make sure you're supporting them, see what their goals are, if they need any help or support, and just help them push towards their goals. Here is a quick posting of what you can earn. This is our fast start people. So this would be anybody new right now, because this is bigger than normal where it says refer 6, because we have that towards the bottom of when you sign up 6 people, you also earn, I think it's $400 that you earn for signing up 6 people. So this is bigger than normal. So make sure, you're paying attention to this every month and pushing towards those extra. The one for me that I have to watch for, I need to actually go back and count, is the incentives at the bottom for retaining 6 VIPs. If this is something for you, I earned this last month. And that is a huge bonus to me. I was like, whoa, like $200 extra is huge. So if you're not earning that and they have this next month, I really want to encourage you guys to pay attention to these and earn that extra cash. It really, really helps out. Shout yourself out if you've earned the bento box or if you're close to earning it. We want to share those wins with you guys. I think Allison earned one, and I think Catherine or somebody else earned one. So y'all shout each other out in the chat if y'all have earned that. Just real quick, we want to make sure you get your tickets for Velocity if you haven't already, because I believe the tickets are going up soon. If anyone knows what the date is that is going up, you can share that in the chat. I think there's some changes or some doubling or something going on with the convention contest next month. So look for that. They will be announcing what is coming in the next couple of days for the March incentives. I'm trying to go through this quickly because I want to play this video for you that is on the Jewel page that is just really exciting. Our book club starts next week. I believe Tuesday is the 5th, but don't quote me on that. But next Tuesday at 1:30, we're going to do 2 different times because we have some people that love the daytime ones, and a lot of people have not been able to get on the daytime ones. We're going to do both. We're going to make it work. It's a great book, but it's short. So what I figured for the first one is just we'll do introduction and power number 1. There's really not very many chapters, so we'll start with that and figure out, do we want to do 2 chapters afterwards? So that would be 2 and 3, 4 and 5, and then the conclusion if we did 4 weeks. So we'll figure the rest of those out. But for next week, if you have your book, we will do introduction and power number 1 for those. I'm going to look in the chat real quick in case anyone, I know some people didn't get their books yet. So that's totally fine. Still hop on the first one and we will record it. And that way you can catch up. Again, the chapters aren't very long. The book's kind of small, so it shouldn't be any problem for anyone. All right, I just wanted to, with this screen, it's just a good quote. Small disciplines repeated with consistency every day lead to great achievements gained slowly over time. John Maxwell. I wanted to have that on there because I really want to, I've heard a little bit about what's coming, and I thought it would be really fun to really get together next month and do an IPA chat group. For those of you that don't know what IPA stands for, it stands for income producing activity. And I don't want to do it where it's super stressful and you got to message like 5 people every day. I want to do like super simple, like we're talking like 2 messages a day, and it can be a brand new message. I would love for 1 brand new message a day. And then the other message could be a follow-up, it could be a brand new message, it could be just a connection message. But who is into really growing in March? and doing the simple things daily. Who wants to focus on that a little bit more? Is anyone? Raise your hand or chat in the comments. I just think those little simple steps, I think we get overwhelmed sometimes trying to do the big things. And so I would love to just have this simple IPA, 2 messages a day, and just really help each other stay consistent. We can share messages, and with what we know is coming, I think it's just going to be a great way to grow. Usually in March, what happens with Plexus is something that's usually a big season. March, April, May is usually like our biggest months. I don't know if y'all have pay attention to your points or growth, or a lot of times in March, they'll do like an iPad or whatever. So usually it's something big. And so I just think it would be a great time to really come together and do IPA. So 2 other things I wanted to share. There's a quick video on the Jewel page. It might put us a little bit over on time, but it's really good. It's really exciting. The other thing I wanted to share, which we probably could do real quickly, is anyone that was on. I know Allison and Christy, I think Megan just hopped off, but I wanted to hear a little bit, just a couple words, if y'all can unmute, and just share about the Leaders Retreat and why you think it's important to go for those trips.
I guess I'll share first if you want. Yeah, I mean, I've been on a bunch of different trips for Earned Leaders Retreat every time since I started 7 years ago, which is awesome. But like, this was honestly one of my favorite ones. I feel like it was like the combination sort of the cruise that they've done, and going places, because it was sort of like an all-inclusive, but you weren't actually on ship. So like, everything was there, everybody was right there. I just felt like it was just a good time to relax and chill out. I don't know. The speakers were awesome, and I think what really resonated with me was just, I mean, not only you see all the people from all walks of life, there's every variation of person in every possible way that you can think of that is successful and is there. And it was funny, I ran into a gal in the airport on the way home, and she said, my sister bothered me to do this for 11 years. She kept asking and kept asking and kept asking. I kept telling her no. And she goes, and I finally went as a guest on the cruise in November. And then she was like, I looked around and I went, these are real people. Like, they're just normal everyday people. Why wouldn't I do this? And she earned Leaders Retreat. She didn't start sharing till the end of November, and she earned it. And she was like, I'm blown away, but she was so excited to be there. And so I think that these things are super important for building that kind of belief, and for looking around and seeing, like, it's not a certain person. It's literally anybody that decides they're going to do it, puts their mind to it, and does the work. And I like that Alec Clark, the president, got up there and talked about, my note for him was, balance is about being present in the moment. Plexus should be part of your life, not your whole life. And he got up there and talked about, make sure that you're not losing friendships over this, like, maintain those friendships that you already have, and like how important that kind of stuff is. And I was like, man, I love being aligned with a company that talks about that kind of stuff over bottom lines and, business strategy stuff the whole time. Like, they do share those things with us, and it's awesome, but it's not the focus. So I love that. Anyway, go ahead.
That was so great here. And he's shared before about his family, but just, his personal life, like, I put family first and church first. And they have such a heart for sharing too. The presentation about the give back with Lean and Reset, and how much they have given back, and how they reached the 400,000 meals. So now they've increased it
I thought
to,
it was 40 million.
oh yes, 40 million. So now they
Yeah,
increased it
it's
to
ridiculous.
40.
It's a lot.
They want to raise 5 million more meals by the end of the year, I believe was the number. And so
Yeah.
just hearing all that and watching the videos and how much they have their workers even dedicate time, it's just so awesome. And then I was going to tack onto that same thing. I was sitting next to an older couple at the Mexican restaurant on the last night. Once everyone went home, we went to one of the restaurants, and older couple had no idea they were doing Plexus. And you just wouldn't pick them out like, oh, they're not, they were 60s, upper 60s. And she does Plexus, and he is actually sharing Plexus. And they were just the sweetest people. And it just blows my mind that anybody can do this business as long as you love serving people, love helping people, and just go for it. Don't hold back, don't put up limits. I don't know. They just blessed us so much by talking with them. Christy,
I'll
how
share
about
a
you?
little bit. Yeah, so I brought one of my younger daughters with me. Y'all know I have 4 adult daughters, and so I brought Kat with me, and we ended up staying at the other resort. They ran out of room at the main resort, and they asked for volunteers that would be willing to go to a different resort. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it or not, so I kind of prayed about it. I left it up to the Lord. I said, I'll volunteer. If they choose us, then we'll go. If they don't, then I won't. Well, we went, and it was just a great experience. It was so plush. I mean, we got a master deluxe suite. It was over the top incredible. But here's what I was going to say about bringing my daughter. So I brought my first daughter with me on the cruise, my oldest daughter. And she got to, meet some of the people. Now, Kat didn't really meet a lot of people on our team because we were on the other resort, but on the bus ride from the airport to our resort, it was me and her, Jordan Roddenberry, and her husband. And the cool thing about this was Jordan Roddenberry's husband is a youth pastor. So my daughter being, the media director at our church, my oldest daughter and her husband are the senior pastors at our church. They have both gotten to see now a side of Plexus that is faith-based. Like they got to see the people that are doing Plexus that are in ministry. And I'm telling you, it's like 2 years ago when I started Plexus, my kids were like, oh my God, Mom, what are you doing? Like MLM was like, no, we don't do this, and they were just kind of waiting for me to fall on my face. And now they're like, so when are you going to rank up? Like, when's your next trip? And it's so cool because it didn't just build belief in me, it built belief in my family about where I'm going and my why and everything. So I was so thankful for being able to go on this retreat and to bring my daughter with me.
That's awesome. And family is so important. Was talking to some other team members today, and just hearing a little bit more about some family support, or when your family starts the products, like it can just change everything for your belief and your motivation to share more boldly. So that's awesome. Anyone else? Randy, did you want to share anything on any of that? No, the last thing I want to say, and then if y'all need to hop off since it is 9 o'clock, I'll probably stop the video, or should I keep it running? But this Jewel video, it's 16 minutes long, but I'm going to play it on a little bit fast forward, like on 1.25, and we should be able to still hear it. But I want to say real quick about convention. Let's try and go for getting more people to convention. It can be hectic, it can be busy, but it can really change your business. It can change your mindset. You just might hear the exact speaker that you need to hear, or if you bring one of your team with you, it could totally change things for them too. So let's really reach into that, and just try and get more people to come with us. Okay, so if y'all want to, Randy, did you already watch the video? I think
I
I'll
didn't get a chance to.
I think I'll record it on here because I think it's just so motivating. So bear with me for a second while I share my screen. Again, if you need to hop off, this is going to be recorded, but it's going to be another like 14, 15 minutes. But it's super motivating. There's a lot of fun stuff coming. This is about the Diamond Group, the Star Diamond Group, and a little bit about what's coming in March. There also is a new product coming in March. It's going to be a limited time product. Part of it is going to probably sell out pretty quickly. The other part of it is going to probably be around for a little while. But it could be really great. They say if it sells out and does really well, it will become a new product for us. That is going to be announced to senior or rubies and senior rubies tomorrow. There's a call for them, I believe tomorrow night, and then golds on the next day, and then everyone will hear on the 1st, I believe. And then we'll also hear about, all the incentives and all that. So look for those links and everything. And I am going to play this thing as soon as I can find it. Anyone else struggle to get this stuff to play?
2 weeks ago, I think, ladies, right? And this idea was born of coming together, linking arms in unity, and bringing something really incredible to you guys. And we are so excited to tell you about this today, but also to tell you how this is going to be designed to help maximize the results that your team sees and not to take away from anything that you're doing on your teams. We know that momentum truly is like a leadership thing. And we know you as leaders cannot be replaced by us. You as leaders have your own unique style, but we also know that there are some things that developing large teams as Star Diamonds, like there's some things that we've learned when it comes to recruiting and retention and mindset and development and expanding your networks and your social media. Like we know that there are some principles and some things that we're just dying to get in there and just pour into you guys. And so what we've done is we've linked arms with dozens of Star Diamonds, 3-star and above, to bring to you Star Diamonds Rising. It is a series for the entire month of March, and it's quite an undertaking, but I'm so proud of how every single Star Diamond has come together. So excited to pour into the field and give you the best of what we have. Listen, we know that when we're united and when we're together, we are better. Like every single one of you has great skills, great abilities. We know that we do. And we totally could teach our teams these things, right? You totally could teach your teams these things. But we also know that it's really incredible when people get to learn from others. Maybe they see something in Brittany or Andrea or Melissa or Celeste or Blair or Julia Carty that they're like, I really relate to her. I love the way that she says that. And we know that we're going to be able to raise the energy. We're going to be able to raise that excitement in the field. And it's not going to be fluff. This is all going to be about ranking and re-ranking and earning incentives. And it's going to be short and sweet and super, super powerful. So one of the things that I know that comes up whenever we're thinking about doing something in a big giant group, because this is in a group, and it's a lot of different diamonds. And I mean, if we were in a room, I'd say, raise your hand if you've got your system down. You've got specific calls, you've got challenges, you've got your schedule for your team. And you might be thinking, crap, this is going to mess up what my team thinks they need to invite people to and the events that we're doing. That is not at all the way that this series is running. This series is running in such a way that it will support your people, inviting people to the events that you're doing, inviting them to the messenger chats or the Zooms or the in-person events. It's not us coming in with our customized system for our teams and saying, my team system is the best. No, it's not that at all. So what we're going to be bringing is supportive, and what we're going to be bringing is action oriented. It's going to go seamlessly along with whatever schedule, calendar, or events you have for your team. So Brittany, tell them a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm so excited. We left California, the Star Diamond Mastermind Summit a few weeks ago, just on fire, y'all, and just ready to come home and just pour belief into the field because we all left so ready to work and we're just ready to take our company to the next level. And we know that starts at the top. It starts with the diamonds and the jewels, and we are the ones driving our company forward. And so our culture here is so special. Like, you just won't see this in many companies where the top tier leaders in a company are collabing together and brainstorming together and wanting to bring value to the entire field together. And I think part of the reason for that is because of our compensation plan, right? When one of us wins, we all win because it's a profit sharing compensation plan, right? Our pay point value goes up when we all win together and rowing in the same direction. And the other part is because we just attract very high caliber leaders in this company, like attract like. And so we have high quality people here. One of the concerns that I did initially have is, oh, it's a Facebook group. That feels kind of scary. Maybe some of us have been burned with that before. And like, I totally get that. Trust me, I understand, because it does feel a little bit like a risk because it requires trust. And here's the thing about risk. As entrepreneurs, we know that risk is required for success. And the reason why I'm willing to take the little risk is because the value is worth it. The reward far outweighs the risk here. And there's no such thing as minimizing every single risk. There's no such thing as that. And so it does require trust. And I'm willing to trust these leaders because they have results and massive success that not only I want myself, I want my team exposed to that. My team hears from me all the time, and they need to hear fresh belief, fresh vision from someone besides me, right? How many times do you tell your team something that a million times, and then somebody else comes along and says the same thing, and they provide that third party validation and it clicks, right? So our team, we need each other. If we're getting to the next level as a company, it's not going to depend totally on corporate. It's going to depend on the field, and it starts at the top. So I'm so excited for March and for collabing with other brilliant, ambitious, driven leaders who are smart, that I trust, and we're going to do this thing together.
I'm so excited. So I think what's great is that we're all, like, the four of us are on totally different teams. Like, we don't actually have a lot of overlap, and we are all excited for our teams to hear from each other. And that spreads throughout all, 30 something Star Diamonds going across. You're going to hear from so many different voices. And I think that's going to be incredible. And if you're a little nervous about your team being overwhelmed, that has definitely been a conversation that we had. Like, this is a lot of information. It's going to come from a lot of different people for an entire month. And I don't know about you, but how often does your team start really strong with a month-long thing, and by about the 15th, you've got, a couple of stragglers left? And so how are they going to keep from getting overwhelmed? So we broke it down really, really simple. One of the things is these are going to be Monday through Friday, and every single day at the exact same time, 9 a.m. Eastern, someone is going to go either live or pre-recorded in the group. These are 7 to 10 minutes. So really, really concise tips and challenges. So there's going to be a little bit of a training on exactly what they're talking about. And we're expanding from 4 pillars to 5 pillars. I'll explain that. But so 5 days a week, we're going to go 7 to 10 minutes, tips, and then an action item. So you want your people in these groups really quickly, anytime that they can listen to it on their way to work, at lunch break, however you want to help them listen to these, because they're going to have an action item. And then later in the day, whoever is the Star Diamond for the day is going to go live, and they're going to congratulate these people. They're going to shout them out. They're going to hype up what they're doing, the action that they actually are taking. And so that's really important. And this goes along with what's going to come out in March. So I want you to know we have thought ahead of exactly what's about to happen for the month of March. What usually happens with March, if you've been tracking your points for the last 10 years, I can tell you March, April, May are huge months in your business if you're willing to take the action. So we're going to make sure that people are ranking, re-ranking, earning whatever they need to earn, all of the things going through March. We're going to have an Ask Anything where they have a chance in there to ask the Star Diamonds any question they can ask us. As you know, you get stopped at convention. What's the question that constantly is getting asked? We're going to answer those questions on Saturdays in panels. And so that's going to be an option. Every single Saturday of the month of March, you're going to have a Star Diamond panel where they're answering those frequently asked questions by the whole field. And we're going to have amazing prizes. So it's over $1,000 in prizes for people showing up. We get to you'll kind of see personalities show up as people show up, with their prizes. Some people that's their love language, some people it's not. And so it'll be fun to kind of see what pops up in there on a daily basis. So I want you to know it won't be overwhelmed if you choose not to think of it as overwhelmed, and you think of it in your mind, and then you push it out to your team as it is momentum. It is action. We are getting that energy going that's going to start flowing March, April, and May. This is going to be the catalyst for the next 90 days, which if you are listening to this in Jewels of Excellence, you know that March, April, May, June, and July are a really, really important 5 months in here. And so I want you to be really intentional about getting as many people as in your team as possible looped into this so that you're all rowing together, and amazing that they can all row with the company at the same time. That'll keep you from getting overwhelmed as well. Okay, Melissa, tell us what else is going on.
Okay, if y'all are not so excited and so pumped up for this, I don't know what could get y'all re-engaged, re-energized, refocused on your business. Listen, here's the thing about me. Hear me loud and clear. I do not do false hype. Like, I'm just not gonna do it. I don't have time for it. I'm not interested in it. So what I want you to do is I want you to imagine with me for a moment. I want you to imagine if Plexus, our beloved company, came to you for the month of March and they said, here is everything on a platter that you could wish for, incentive-wise for you as the enroller, incentive-wise for your new VIPs that you're bringing in. Basically, make your wish list, and we want to help you create massive momentum in this company. How can we partner with you? So I want you to dream it, and I want you to imagine what that would be like if when you woke up on March 1st, you did not have an email with 10 different incentives, and you didn't have a team that was asking you a ton of different questions, and they didn't know where to focus, and they didn't know where to go, and they're just like, your heads are spinning. And so then you as a leader, you're just kind of like, and your team is like, I don't know what to focus on, so I'm gonna focus on nothing. Okay, are y'all feeling me? Like, are you there? Okay, no false hype. March it will be the absolute game changer. It'll be the pivotal moment for you in your business if you want it to be, if you let it. The only thing that will stop you from seeing success, getting into momentum, having a month where there's growth, re-ranking, rank ups, developing of leaders, bringing in of new business people, the only thing that will hold you back from that is you. I'm telling you that. I want you to be all in with your mindset for March. Now, it is, what's today, the 27th. We have 3 full days before we get to March 1st. And this is what I'm doing, and this is what I would recommend that you do. There are already, in our Star Diamonds Rising group, there are already 1,700 people in there. And this is what I believe. I believe that the leader that has the most people in the group, who are the most engaged in the group, they're gonna be the winner. Whatever you want that to mean. When I say you win, I think that means that you're gonna be the team in the company that gets into the most momentum. I want that to be my team. I want my team. This is literally how I talk to myself. And this is how I want you to, I want my team to be the team with the most people in the group. And I want my team to be the most engaged in the group. So as a leader, I'm asking myself today, right here, right now, what action steps do I need to be taking for the next 3 days so that my team is the one who gets the most out of this group? Well, I want you to challenge me. I want you to say, well, that's great, Melissa. I love that you think that your team is going to get in the most momentum. I love that your team is going to be, entering every single day, doing the challenges every day, committed to re-ranking and ranking up, because that is our focus. That is our focus for March. Re-ranking, ranking up, growing in points. I want you to challenge that. And I want you to be thinking, what is it that I need to be doing for the next 3 days to set my March up to be the pivotal moment, the changing moment in my business that is going to set me up not only for the rest of 2024, but that is going to set me up to be putting the pieces of the puzzle in place so that I can be launching and creating and building a solid foundation for my legacy business to come. Like, March could be that. You could find your next diamond. You could get your next person in this group, and they could be seeing the caliber of women and the awesome training and the incredible community and the incredible culture. And they could say, I want to be a part of that. And that could be the thing that helps them lean in and do this thing for the long term. In fact, I think that there will be people from the group that will do that. And the question is, are you going to have your people in there? So I could not be more excited Listen, okay, I don't want to be a part of it if it's not excellent. And last night I went into our group and I was like, Brooke Hemingway, this is excellence. This is excellent. So this is your vision. This is something that you have brought to us. This is something that you have spearheaded. And I just want to say thank you so much for this. None of us would be as excited as we are if this was not going to be something that was very, very beneficial to our teams and growth. So we can't wait to see you there. We have a lot of work to do in the next 3 days to close February, but also to set up for an incredible March. And we cannot wait to see you guys in the Star Diamonds Rising group. I want to see that 1,700 people be double that, like, by the end of today. We can do that by the end of today. All right, love you guys. Bye, y'all. We're gonna go live. Got it.
Won't stop.
Setting up your meeting for Facebook Live. Okay, same with streaming.
Okay. Sorry. Is that good?
That was exciting. I'm excited.
Wasn't it crazy? Like-
Yes, that's awesome.
All these awesome leaders that are
That
just
would
gonna-
not happen in any other company. You know that.
no.
The fact that they come together is amazing. And the fact that we're going to get the cream of the crop pouring into us for a solid month. There's no reason why we shouldn't all re-rank or rank up in March. I mean, come on.
It's
Oh, we-
exciting. And to hear, can't wait to hear what Plexus has for us, because Melissa today on coaching was like, you are going to be mind blown.
I'm excited.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, thanks for staying on later. Let's all finish out the month strong, because you never know, these last few days, you might find your next business builder that wants to do this. So I want you kind of to set your intentions on doing that. I know sometimes we're like, ooh, I'll just wait till next month. But don't do that, because you might have somebody that joins you that wants to start sharing from the beginning of the month. So set your intentions on that, take some steps, follow up, and let's finish the month strong and get excited for March together. All
Thank
right.
you, Sarah. Thank you, Randy.
Yes.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good night.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.